Oh, and my brother also had homecoming too. He had
Oh,
homecoming too, and my grandma was preparing for his homecoming, and it went well.
that's awesome. Justin, that's so much fun. You went to Cleveland for a concert. What kind of concert did you go to? Hung out with friends. You know what, Kaden, the older I get, a whole lot of nothing sounds really good. A chill weekend with football. Yeah. I didn't watch the Browns game, but I heard it was pretty painful. I did watch the Bengals game. Hey, Mila, could you do me a favor? Mila, could you come turn this light on? It got dark in here all those.
Yeah, she's not talking to you guys, you students. She's talking to her daughter.
Steelers lost by a field goal. Bengals lost by a field goal. She brought the kitty to say good morning to everybody.
Hi, my name is Princess Raja.
Princess Raja. Everything at our house has to be a princess. Say hi, Raj. All right. Thank you, Mila. All right. Go finish your work. Mila is my daughter, my oldest daughter. She is 7. She also is an OHVA student. Try to catch up on the comments.
Yeah. Hey, actually, full comment from Jake. I just put it in again, if you're wondering.
Awesome. Baldcat Sam, my sister-in-law actually has 3 of those hairless cats.
I see you again.
Ren,
Yeah,
this
Jake.
is my
Jake.
Ren, can you say hello? She wanted me to open up
Hey,
a pack of Oreos like every good parent would at 8:30 in the morning.
Really?
All right, now I'm headless. All right, go do
Oh
things,
my
girls.
goodness.
Bye.
The gremlins are taking over. Yeah, Jake, if you want to put one of your songs in the Padlet, you could. I'll make a category about it.
Yeah, we would love that. Everyone's saying hi to my little humans. This weekend, yesterday last week it was a tough week for me. I have an uncle that I'm very close to. My uncle and my aunt, my aunt was born when my mom was in high school. When she was a senior in high school, my grandma had a baby, so she is a lot younger than my mom, which makes her a lot closer in age to me. But somebody called are you calling my kids aliens? I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, my uncle has been fighting lung cancer. And last week they had to call it in hospice. And yesterday he passed. So we are going to have an interesting week here. I don't know when our funeral arrangements will be, so stay tuned. And I apologize for not quite being ourselves the last couple weeks.
Sorry for your loss. F in the chat for respects, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Just a lot of heaviness that's been going on in our family. So haven't been myself. So I apologize if I've been a little off. We've got a lot we've been carrying, and his kids are young. Some of them are your age. So if you have lost anyone close in your life, I think maybe some of you have probably experienced losing a parent or someone close to you. So it's going to be a tough week for my family and I. So if you'll just bear with me this week, I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure what days I will be taking off. I will be taking off some. I actually keep checking my phone, making sure I don't get a final on our funeral arrangements, but I will keep in contact with you on those days that I'll be out. And if you email me during those times, know that we will be, I'll be catching up with you as soon as possible. So Thank you for all your love and support. I appreciate it. Life is hard, but we have each other, right? So again, I appreciate you being understanding if I have been a little off of my game. All right, well, we have class. We have a couple new students. So I would love to just take a quick moment because you know what it feels like to be new. All right, we have some new students in class with us this week. We have Devin, Braylon, Gwendolyn, and Matt. Devin, Braylon, Gwendolyn, and Matt. I'm looking through to see who's in here. I definitely know Braylon's here. So can you just welcome and let them know how much fun we have in here when I'm not being lame and sad? Let them know how excited you are to have them in class. Like I said, I know Braylon is in here with us. I'm not sure. Look and see who else is in here. I don't think Gwendolyn is with us this morning. Devin, are you here? I don't know if Devin's here. And I'm not sure if Matthew is either. So I think the only person we have with us is Braylon. So everybody give Braylon all the love this morning. Awesome. So we really do have so much fun. And if you would like, I'm going to go ahead and put we have a Padlet, and that's kind of a fun place where we can hang out kind of outside of class. If you would like to add a little like intro slide of pictures about who you are, that would be so awesome. We can know who you are. Some of you also haven't done it that have already previously been in class. And last week we had so much fun getting to know some of our students and the week before. So send those in if you haven't yet. It really helps us get to know one another. Yeah. Lastly, we will go over this most of the time. So we have a quiz today over water. We're going to do a water lab this week. And then we have a mid-unit test. So this mid-unit test, it is kind of like we took Unit 2 and chunked it up into two pieces because Unit 2 is kind of big. So that is why we have a mid-unit test. Instead of having one giant Unit 2 test, we break it up into two parts. So 2.04 through 2.06, just read through those. Those are just be reading assignments. Some of the tougher content is the stuff we'll do in class. Yep, but most of the time we'll hit all the high points of things that are tough. And then there'll be a few extra little reading pieces. Yeah, no problem at all. Miley, do you mind opening the blinds? It like got so dark in here all of a sudden. It was like the sunshine was out and it was pretty, and I don't know if some clouds rolled in or what.
Yeah. When I was still asleep, it was thunderstorming like crazy for like an hour.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we must be getting a storm soon because it was so pretty, and now all of a sudden keep turning lights on and it keeps getting darker. So yes, we will go over assignments, and Braylon, don't get too stressed out because it's your first day. Guys, give Braylon some encouragement about what our quizzes look like. What do our quizzes look like? Are they long and strenuous and stressful?
No, they're not. They're easy. Literally. It's like, it depends on the number. It's like 3 to 5 questions or something. And you know the best part? They have unlimited attempts, with the exception of the unit tests, because I think they only have like 2 attempts, I believe, for the unit tests. And for the quizzes, they're just unlimited, so yeah.
Good. Why do you think I let you have unlimited attempts? Other than that, I'm just really nice.
Well, if you get a question wrong, you could we want us to get it right and review. Like you review the wrong question, study it again, and then you do the quiz again until you get 100. In other words, like Justin said, they're open note quizzes.
Yes. So I want you. I care more, guys, that you go back. When you go back and redo it, that tells me one, that you care, and two, when you do it again, you learn the right answer, right? So you're learning by taking the quiz again. Now, different teachers have different strategies, okay? So, do you put it there? Are you talking about your quiz, Braylon? Sorry, I took a giant yawn. Your quiz will show up in your plan. Oh, yes. If you'll put it in the on the class kick, like where it says intro, I think there's an introduction slides.
Yeah, it's the first category. I also put the Padlet link in chat.
Yep. And if this link right underneath your comment, Braylon will take you to Padlet. That's our class Padlet. I'll stick that also in our announcements this week in the classroom. Because I'm not sure if I've done that. I'm so glad you're here and asking questions. So, is there someone that would like to tell me what in the world we're doing today in biology? Is there a good reader? All right, let's do it.
All right, if no one else wants to, oh, Olivia has her hand up, but I'll read these. I think Olivia, you can read the next slide if you can. Explain why water is an important molecule for living things. What are unique properties / characteristics of water? Explain the importance of cohesion and adhesion properties of water. Oh, and just one more thing. If you've already read, you can lower your hand and raise it back up again, which means that the reading rotation will be resetted. So yeah, thank you.
I'm telling you, Pip keeps us organized. She keeps us organized. All right. So if I click the plus sign, or do you make a Google slide? No, don't worry about it at all. So I think you can make your introduction slide in anything. You can make it in Paint or PowerPoint or like Canva, and then you can just upload it as an image, I believe. I'm not sure. Maybe some of the other students will speak into what program they used. But if you save it as a picture or snip it and copy pasted it, maybe. Pip used Paint 3D. So from this slide, what of this do you know? Tell me what you know. Explain why water is important. Could you tell me why it's important? That's perfect, Braylon. We need it. What is unique about water as a chemical molecule? Anyone know? Ooh, I like this. Universal solvent, has 2 oxygen, it dissolves things. Ooh, I love this. You guys are doing great. It's an aqueous solution. Look at you all pulling out your fancy words. Good. No worries. Okay, explain the importance of cohesion and adhesion. Anyone know what that means? Cohesion and adhesion. Who keeps things hydrated?
Yeah, I think cohesion's like the bond of like bonds between other molecules. And then adhesion is like unlike bonds between other things. Like, for example, like if an adhesion, like let's just say an adhesion is like a water molecule, like even the bonding with a like a leaf or something. Even though it's unlike, it still does that. And a cohesion is like, it literally is like molecules, so they just usually cohese together with another water molecule or something like that.
Good job. Who think Pip has a future? Pip has a future as an OHVA teacher. Anybody else? I mean, she can run Padlet. She can run Neuro. She's like explaining things. She's telling you how to raise your hand. She's keeping us in order. I think you have a future little. I think you have a little bit of a teacher in you, Pip. Oh, good. All right. So today we are going to learn about water. Everybody needs it. Everybody drinks it. And if you don't, you should, or you're going to turn into a solid. Okay.
Yeah, need it.
Could I have Olivia read about what a chemical water molecule looks like?
Can you hear me?
I can.
A water molecule held together by covalent bonds. The electrons are shared but shared unequally.
Perfect. So we learned about we learned about bonds last week, right? So covalent bonds. Tell me about covalent bonds in chat or on mic. What is a covalent bond? They share, right? They share. It was an epic lesson. Thank you, Mila. Keep working. Can you do RAS Kids for me? All right. Epic lesson on pizza sharing. Covalent bonds are when two atoms. What is an atom? A person? The smallest thing ever, right? We talked about how Mrs. Rittenhouse is living. My little alien children apparently are living. My cat is living, but my candle is non-living. All right. Both the candle and myself have atoms in them. Atoms are the smallest thing ever, but they're also non-living. What do I have that this candle does not have that makes me living? What are the smallest living things? Yeah, Riker. Everyone type cells. Absolutely.
Yes,
Cells are the smallest living thing. Atoms are the smallest non-living thing.
Yes,
all right?
not only you are made of atoms, but you're also made of cells too, and for good reason.
For a very good reason. All right, so covalent bonds share their electrons with other atoms nicely and equally. Does that make covalent bonds strong or weak? Tell me about the strength of covalent bonds. Yes. Unit 2 rock stars. Covalent bonds are strong. Ionic bonds are not the same as covalent bonds, but it's another form of bond. Okay. What is an ionic bond? They steal, right? So instead of equally sharing the electrons in their outer shell, all right, they take them and they hold them close. All right, ionic bonds steal. They steal Holden's pizza. Raylan, we talked about valence shells being like having half of a pizza. And when two atoms share, they share each half of their pizza and they each have a whole. And poor Holden, who was with Holden? It was Holden and Hope?
Yep, Holden and Hope.
It was Holden and Hope had pizzas, and they were my ionic bond examples.
And me and Ari were the covalents.
Yes. Instead of Hope sharing her half of the pizza with Holden, Hope Pizza swiped from Holden and took Holden's pizza and left Holden pizzaless. It was so sad. I know, right? I thought it was Hope. I'm telling you, I'm lacking some sleep, so my memory is off. Right. So, ionic bonds, are they strong or weak bonds? Ionic bonds, are they stronger than covalent or weaker than covalent? Remember, they steal, but because they steal, does that really make them better people? No, right? The better people are actually the ones that share. Hey, Milo, will you turn another light on? Will you turn the living room light on? Good. So, ionic bonds equals steal equal weaker. All right, they're not the weakest. They're weaker. So everybody type ionic equals steal equals weaker.
Ionic equals steal equals weaker, and covalent equals share equals stronger.
Yep, absolutely. Covalent equals share equals stronger. And the last type of bond we talked about is the bond we're going to look at today. It is a type of covalent bond. All right. But it's actually the weakest type of covalent bond, and it is the hydrogen bond. Right? The hydrogen bond is the weakest of covalent bonds that exist. All right. And due to the polarity of the water molecules, they are attracted to each other to form the hydrogen bonds, if that makes sense. All right. So there are hydrogen bonds that form. Hydrogen bonds are weak. All right. And hydrogen bonds are formed because of the polarity of the water molecule. Now, if I just said polar, what's the first word that pops in your head?
Each cup,
Polar.
water.
Ice. What else?
Polar reminds me
Bear.
of ice, polar bears, and water, which is like polar. Polar reminds me of like water, something like that.
Good. Let's talk about the globe. What's at the top and the bottom of each globe? Of the globe. The poles, right? You have the North Pole where Santa lives, and the South Pole. Yes. All right, we've got poles. Now, I want you to think about that with water, because polar molecules means that there is a positive charge on one end and a negative charge on the other. All right, so in water, you can see up here, I'm going to get a pen, that one side of the water molecule has a negative charge, and the bottom side of the molecule has a positive charge. So it just, if you would think about like your head, one side have being positive, one side being negative. Right? That's what it's talking about when it says water is polar. All right, because water is polar. All right, guys, because water is polar, that is what makes it the universal solvent. What does it mean to be the universal solvent? It can dissolve almost anything. You want to know why it can dissolve almost anything? Almost. Yes, because of its bonds, and because of its bonds, Aria, it is polar. It is both a positive and negative charged. So if you have a negatively charged ion, guess what? Water will use its positive end to pull it apart. Does that make sense? If you have a positively charged ion in water, this is in my water. If you have a positively charged atom in the water, guess what? Well, water has something for you too. It's got a negative end. So no matter what, no matter what you put in water, it has the opposite charge. So water pulls things apart. I want you to think about that. Everybody say that. Water pulls things apart.
Water pulls things apart.
Right? It's the master, it's so strong because it has basically what almost everything needs to be dissolved. All right, are you negative? All right, you come in here. We'll pull you apart. Are you positive? All right, you come in here. I'll pull you apart. Why? Because it doesn't matter what you are. Water has the opposite magnetic field to work on dissolving or tearing apart that atom or that compound. Arya. I know it hasn't pulled you hasn't pulled Jake apart yet. You know, you go swimming. Next time you come out, you'll be losing a foot or a leg. Good. Which is also why water is so important to things like digestion, right? Water is an incredible molecule that is necessary for all living things. And one major reason of that is because it is a what kind of a molecule? Polar. Good. Everybody say polar. Polar equals has a plus and minus.
Polar equals has a plus and minus.
Somebody tell Braylon why we type and talk so much in class. Am I just obnoxious?
Brayden, the main reason we talk a lot and chat a lot is to help us remember what we are learning and to get the stuff in your head. So, yeah.
Yes, because when you are hearing me say it, it's going in your ears and going to your brain, right? But then when you say it or when you type it, we're putting it into your brain in another way because you're actually using different functions, right? You're using different functions to relay that information to me. Good. All right. How is water similar to Mickey Mouse? Label it for me. Let's take one more peek. Ready? Water molecule and Mickey Mouse. Polar means you have a positive and negative charge. Go ahead. Do you have board tools?
We don't have.
Oh,
let's go.
here we go. Now you do. All right. Draw all over Mickey. Tell me how he's similar to oxygen.
Oxygen's in the face, and hydrogen's in the ear. We're gonna just put plus signs on his ears and put it on minus right here. That's how it is.
Good. Does somebody want to label where the hydrogen and oxygen are? Where are they? Good. Good. So when you need to remember the shape of water, I want you to relate it to who doesn't love Mickey Mouse? Come on. Disney World's the most magical place on earth, right? All right, we have a couple minutes, so I'm going to quickly hit cohesion and adhesion. All right, this is my favorite diagram. You may want to snip it and save it in your notes. All right. Pip did actually an excellent job of describing this at the very beginning of class. All right.
All right.
Cohesion. Co is like a counterpart. All right. Co is a mutual attraction. All right. It's when you have two of the same molecules that bond together. All right. With hydrogen bonds. This is an important thing to remember is these are all having to do with hydrogen bonds, which is also why these are all properties of water. All right. So cohesion is when water sticks to things like itself. Water molecules stick to water molecules because of cohesion. All right. Water molecules also have an attraction because of their polarity, right? Because they have that positive and negative side. They also have the ability not just to bond with each other, but to bond to other stuff, an attraction to other things. That is called adhesion. So co is like, I like to think of like a co-worker. You work for the same company, you're the same. All right. Adhesion is different. It's going to stick to something that is unlike itself, not the same molecule. All right. And because both of these properties, look, so in surface tension, like when you see bugs walking on water and it looks like a miraculous thing, right? Where, I want you all use your arrows and point on the board. Where is cohesion represented in surface tension? Where is it represented in surface tension? Cohesion in surface tension. Yes. So we get surface tension because the water molecules are all bonding together. All right. They're all bonding together and being like teamwork, right? But we also have, where's adhesion represented? Where's adhesion represented in surface tension? Yes. Adhesion is where you see the bug actually touching the water, right? The bug has a different chemical composition than the water does. But because of adhesion, because of the polarity of water, that bug is able to also bond with that hydrogen molecule to create surface tension. Do you all see that? Does that make sense? Give me a green check if you're following. All right, you see cohesion in the water molecules all bonding together. You see adhesion right here with the bug bonding to the water. Does that make sense? Perfect. Good. There's only 42 of you. 44, 45, 46, 47. Perfect. You guys are rock stars. Awesome. Good. So let's come down here. I did have a little game, but maybe we'll warm up with the game tomorrow. Okay. Let's do this quick check because I think it'll help you with your quiz. Would somebody like to read our first question?
I guess I will read the first question. Olivia will read the second. Ireland will read the third.
Sure.
Oh. Which statement is true about water molecules? A. The oxygen atom has a negative charge. B. The hydrogen atoms do not share electrons. That doesn't make sense. Get rid of B. That doesn't make sense. C. Water molecules move randomly around each other. Or D. Water molecules cannot easily dissolve other substances. Remove B. B and D don't make sense, bro. Don't choose B and D. They don't make sense. Thank you.
Good. Right. So I want you to think about the polarity in this. Oxygen is the big atom in the middle of this molecule. All right. And oxygen has the negative charge. Good. Oxygen has the negative charge. All right. Question 2.
All right, Olivia, take it away.
How does water relate to the ability of a living thing to generate energy? A. Water is responsible for the generation of energy in the cell. B. The cell is in an aqueous
Good.
aqueous environment. C. Without the proper balance of water, chemical reactions in cells could not take place.
Good. So how does water relate to the ability of a living thing to generate energy? Is water responsible for the energy? The cell is an aqueous environment. Or without proper balance? Good. C, without proper balance of water, chemical reactions could not take place. Good. And last but not least, Miss Ireland. Everybody give her all these readers some love.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good. Sometimes my mic acts weird. What is the most important role of hydrogen bonding between water molecules? Think about cohesion. A, it enables water molecules to bond to each other. B, it allows oxygen and hydrogen atoms to be charged. Or C, it allows cells to keep water in balance.
Good. What do you think? Cohesion. Cohesion. Co meaning like the same, co-worker. Wonderful job, Ireland. Yes, that answer would be A. It enables them to bond with each other. Awesome. I feel like we've hit most of our goals. Yeah? Explain why is water an important molecule. You guys all said that at the beginning. It is a universal what? It is the universal solvent. It is important for digestion. It is important literally for most of life processes. All right. What are the unique properties? What makes it unique? Its shape makes it unique, which makes it what kind of molecule? Polar. All right. What is unique is that it's polar. All right. And the importance of adhesion and cohesion for water. We talked about how it allows for that surface tension in water, where water molecules bond with each other, but they also are able to bond to other things. You guys are amazing. Yep, I'll go back to the quick check as you exit. Tomorrow morning, as long as I am not at a funeral, which I have not received news yet, so I would assume that that will not be tomorrow morning. Okay. So I should be with you tomorrow morning at 8:30, unless you hear differently from me. All right. All right. Thank you guys for being here, for participating. You are what makes class fun. You are what makes class a learning experience.
Should I add my link to a Google slide for the introduction thing?
Did you put it in the
I put in like the bio Padlet thing. Should I do that?
Sure, yeah. That'd be great.
Like I don't know how to make a Google slide. Like I can't make a Google slide right now.
Oh, you can't make a Google slide. Do you have like do you have a PowerPoint?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
If you want to save a PowerPoint, you could just send it to my email and I can put it in.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yep.
Let me go to your PowerPoint. Hi, I'm his learning coach. We're so excited. How are you today?
Hey, I'm so glad to have him. Yes, we're excited too.
I work from home, so I'm right by him. I work
Well,
for
hello,
30.
well, hello, Mrs. Heard. Mrs. Heard.
Hi.
We
I
have
brought up
such a fun class. I think he's gonna love it.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited for
Not gonna
him.
lie, you came in the right place, Brayden. Braylon, I
Awesome,
meant sorry.
Piper.
I am. Yeah, I go by Pip, by the way, if you're curious.
Oh, okay, Tip. Okay.
Yeah.
Really, you have to set aside for you guys to conversate as well. I brought a PowerPoint for him out of the office so he can see where that is, and he'll use that instead.
Awesome. Yes. And if he just wants to send that to my email, it's Shelly or S Rittenhouse. I'll put it in chat at ohva.org.
Perfect.
Have a great day, Pip. Thanks for being here. Yeah, and any questions you come across.